Gemini Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers. Welcome to your 5-card draw. What do I need read for this new moon in Capricorn to full moon in Cancer, December 2022 to January 2023. Oh, that was a mouthful. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. MAL, they're my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998. Oh my goodness. Author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. There's a link in the description box. You believe I wrote a book? You can preview it for free. And oh my goodness gracious. But you know what? The best goodness grace that I have currently working in my life right now that I'm just so happy about. I am the creator on Patreon, patreon.com/drawingthecircle. A lovely members-only subscription platform that allows me to do all sorts of cool things with different levels of subscribers. All of my subscribers get me every morning, including this morning, which I didn't think was going to happen, with an unlisted YouTube live stream link. They can chat with me. I do it over on the couch, using the laptop, cup of coffee, bathrobe, talking about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, ending with a little prayer, a little blessing to send us on our way. Favorite way to start the day, even though it rhymes. All of my subscribers also get the extended readings. Part 1 on YouTube. You can certainly purchase pay-per-view. Part 2 on Vimeo.com. But all of my subscribers get all of the extended readings, past, present, and future, and there's a lot of them on there. I've been doing them for years, and I just love it. It's the best career move I've ever made. Really, really enjoying myself and building a lovely community over there. So if you would like a deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more moi, the mal, come Patreon on Patreon, because beginning, middle, and end of the day, I am the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, that the world can just call Mal. Hey, my gems, I hope you are outrageous, truly, truly, truly outrageous. This is my favorite series to do, and I'm raring and ready to go. Did a good 15-20 minutes of prayer and meditation. So let's see what hits the table. However, if you are new to the channel, a 5-card draw is just one card from 5 different decks, giving you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline. In this case, a waxing lunar timeline. We'll talk about that in a minute. These 5 decks also represent the 5 magical elements: fire, earth, air, water, and spirit, to help you align what your intention, right? Your element of fire, what you yearn for, what you burn for, what your heart's desire, planting a seed at the new moon and helping it grow to full when the moon rides at her peak. Then ye heart's desire seek, but you got to plant the heart's desire seed, so to speak. So let's look at that astrological timeline real quickie. New moon in Capricorn, I said Friday, December 23rd, 5:17 a.m. Eastern. I am in New York. Chiron goes direct in the sign of Aries that day. So there could be a lot of moving forward with inner child stuff, right? Children in general, wounded children, it's a long story. And then let us not forget, we got Mercury retrograde coming on December 29th. It will be retrograde until January 18th. That's a long one. It'll go direct. But before it does go direct, of course, we have the full moon in Cancer, Friday, January 6th, 6:08 p.m. Friday is the day of Venus. Cancer, the day of the moon. It just sounds like a love magic, love spell, free for all, but, you know, could be love of home, love of family, which is, you know, wonderful for the holidays, if you have it like that and want it like that. So to plant a seed, and let's see what hits the table. It is a general read. Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs to see about other seeds that might be ready and raring to be planted and for you to wax them into something. And here's the important part, why I do these reads. They are my favorite. That's part of it. The other is that we all have heart's desires that were assigned to us before we incarnated into this life, right? Like Elvis had a heart's desire to sing. Just examples, right? Madame Curie had a heart desire for science, right? We all have these things that are in our sacred contracts. So the more that we can do that, the more that we can manifest our heart's desires, fulfill what we came in to do in this life, this earth, this world, society, all of nature shifts to a more golden rather than leaded timeline. But that's a conversation for another time, perhaps. So Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. And I will do my best to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace, love, wisdom, and power from the divine. And cross-watchers, totally welcome here, cross-watchers. But if you apply this manifestational process, spell work, law of attraction, who's-y, what's-this, whatever you want to call it, not only will you manifest what you need to manifest, because it's a what do I need read, but you will be helping the one you are cross-watching for do the same. And my Geminis, the more you do this, the more you'll be helping your entire Zodiacal collective do the same. I guess that's about it. Yeah, because the shift from explanation to divination happens in the still point, so please take a nice deep breath. Still point. And here we go. Nothing like a two-word spell. Using the magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. For the element of fire, I call upon the ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism for the Gemini collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. Beloved ancestors, what is the magical spell card? A little spell fragment to help them refine, fine-tune, clarify what they yearn for, what they burn for, what their hearts desire with their element of fire, this new to full December, January 2023 study. Very Gemini card. Let my mind be clear and strong. Let me study well and long. Study what? Let's keep going. These are fast. 2 general, 1 card, but we got 5, right? So let's ground that a little bit, shall we? With the Crystal Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno for the element of earth, the fuel that feeds the fire, as well as to help ground and manifest that heart's desire into physical manifestation. If you have the stone, the crystal, the gem, the mineral indicated, and you want to use that as a touchstone, as an amulet, as a talisman, as a gratitude rock, or whatever, and you want to use it, go ahead, but you don't need the stone indicated. Clear quartz does everything, as well as you can use a piece of jewelry, just a little something, because there's a mantra, the last card down, Macron Healing Mantra Deck, so that you can have, oh right, let me do the mantra a little bit every day, instead of trying to push it all through at the full moon. You can build up to it. Element of air, breathe. Element of earth, breathe. We're going to breathe air, right? I hope. Still point. If it's like this now, this Mercury retrograde, still point. Oh, lovely. Yes, indeed, as I call upon my beloved Archangel Ariel, one of the archangels of the north powers of earth, hence the Crystal Oracle, Archangel of Lyons, Archangel of nature and wealth, and, you know, the planet in and of itself. 1 card in clarity for the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, and cross-watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. What is the element of earth? The fuel to feed that fire to ground and manifest their heart's desire that requires study. Study may not be their heart's desire, but it may be required to manifest their heart's desire. This new to full December into January 2023. Rutilated quartz. Wearing some right now. Love rutilated quartz. Oh, and look at the color scheme we've got. It's a little beigey going on there. La beige. We're going to do the bookie book on this. The Crystal Oracle and the Healing Mantra Deck are bookie book reads. Only 2 out of the 5, because I can't remember everything that's written in these. I don't think I ever would have, honestly. But the authors do a much better job than I do. Drink this in. I love this one. Ready? Rutilated quartz. Vibrational healing. Higher mind. You have to think. Mind and thought is element of air. So Gemini. And reconciliation. So, let's see what this is about. You are subconsciously receiving loving vibrations and thoughts from someone connected to your past, hence the reconciliation. An episode of conflict that hurt you emotionally is now being healed and reconciled by the power of forgiveness and unconditional love. Now look, that could be the study right there, and I'm going to tell you, A Course in Miracles by the Foundation for Inner Peace. I started a really long time ago. I read Return to Love by Marianne Williamson in hardcover when it came out in the 90s. Got me into A Course in Miracles. There's so many teachers of it. And it is about forgiveness, but quantum forgiveness, not Newtonian forgiveness. There is quite the difference. So that's one example, right? So many, EFT, right? Ho'oponopono, so many things you could study. Over the coming days, you might find yourself emotionally and mentally reciprocating this love as you reflect on a person or past event. And that makes sense. Well, considering we're going to have this Mercury retrograde, whether we like it or not, to what? Rethink, reconcile, redo, right? Resolve. So this is somebody thinking about you that you're picking up on intuitively, empathically, whatever. Through this mutual exchange of love, past wounds are now energetically being healed, and all negative attachments resolved and released. And by the way, the person doesn't have to be physically incarnate for that to happen. It can absolutely be someone on the other side of the veil. I chat with my dad every now and again, blessed be, bless his heart, born on Flag Day. Google and see who else was, and you'll see. Not the easiest soul contract I've ever had, but we are going to keep this open. Vibrational healing, higher mind with study, yeah, and reconciliation. I dig it. But now let's do your element, the element of air. Oh, I forgot to turn the heating system off. You're not going to be able to hear me do this. I'll have to scream over it, which I'm not adverse to doing, but be right back. Figures with the Gemini reading, it's still going. It takes it 60 seconds to pop off, as it were. Pop off! Go in. Let's do the Healing with the Angels Oracle for your element, the element of air. 2 ways to do these cards. Usually both are helpful. 1, whatever words are written on it, think about it, process it, look up the original meaning of words. I'm not kidding. It's a Google search. You know, hey Google. Don't want to say it too loud. My phone will start talking to me. Would tell what is the original meaning of the word glamour, right? And you find out it means essentially spell work. And that's not what it means now, but sometimes that can be the difference to take a general reading and make it a little bit more specific. Also, these are healing angels, legions of them, so they don't come unless you call. They're nice like that. Sort of like vampires, they need to be invited in, except they give way more than they take. So, let's see what your element of air is. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Which, as I call upon the angels and archangels of air, the sign of Gemini, powers of the East, beloved legions of Archangel Raphael, 1 card in clarity, please, for the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Watching this video and receiving this reading, what is the element of air to stoke the fire of study to help them manifest their heart's desire, involving somehow the higher mind, right? Vibrational, energetic healing, and reconciliation. This new to fall. December 2022 to January 2023, you've got the Divine Guidance card. Talk about higher mind. Come on now. Now, I studied, I taught, I traveled around the country talking about how the guardian angel is really your own higher self, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, which is good because the next deck is that particular voice of the higher selves of all involved. But you can certainly talk to your higher self like a guardian angel. I do. I know its name. You want to know yours name? Ask. Or you can come play Patreon on Patreon and I'll show you how to do it. Or read Starborn, A Remembrance for the Awakened Ones by Solara, like the Toyota. I used to work for her in the 90s. I've been doing this a long time. So, what would the healing angels of your personal guardian angel, your higher self, be? Well, maybe it would manifest a black cat out of nowhere. Hey, Belzy, my Leo kitty, we have achieved feline intervention. Will you go lay down and be good for me? You lay down, baby. You can chill right there. I know the energy gets high. You're a Leo. You can handle it. I love my boys. There were 3 of them, 3 boy black cats. Each baby. He's like a bowling ball in a fur coat with razor blades attached. I think all of my boys might be like that. Anyway, higher mind, right? This feels like study higher self stuff. You're going to even find that if you Google the word golden solar angel, didn't start with Solara in the 90s. No. That is Golden Dawn, I think, thing. I looked it up a long time ago. This had to happen before her. So she used to be my boss. Yikes. Wait till that book comes out. But, you know, just study it, look into it, and get that this might actually have a very, very resonant and relevant history for you to what? Study, look into, and find all sorts of clues, tips, and tricks. But honestly, just call. Hey, help. You're good. But we'll definitely guide you for more perhaps divine-based, mystically based information. Isn't that right, Balthazar? Who's your boo-boo? I love you. Speaking of which, the Whispers of Love Oracle, Angelo Hartfield, the voices of the higher selves of all involved. So since you kind of got the higher card right in the center of this thing, let's see what they got to say. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what is the whisper of love for the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading? The element of water, the energy in motion that we experience as emotion in physical bodies, that we are immortal souls that are made of love. What is the information, inspiration, insight needed to help manifest this heart's desire to put some juice, the divine power that is love, into that heart's desire of study, reconciliation, higher vibration, higher mind with the divine guidance of the higher self, or otherwise this new to full December, January 2023. You got the Neil Diamond card, right? Sing it with me. Turn on your heart light, let it shine wherever you go. I mean, if this doesn't work out for me long term, I can always be a Neil Diamond impersonator. I got the hair for it, at least for jazz singer. Look, turn on your heart light. Allow yourself in this moment to reflect on a time when you experienced love in any way, shape, or form. That in itself is a type of study. To use the mind and think, right? Let's go back in time. Oh, Kyoko. Oh, puppy energy, kitty energy. Like, don't start with friends and family if you're not feeling it. But what that'll do is get that heart chakra open. Right? It's like, you can even start. I experienced love with my first sip of Swiss Mocha International coffees. It celebrated the moments of my life, man. They still make that stuff. I used to snort it in the 80s. Turn on your heart light, right? Ouch. You ETs, yeah. If anybody's going to be an ET, it's going to be an air sign. Not us earth signs, not us Virgos. Nope. So look, this has definitely brought this into a place of reconciliation, feeling those loving feelings. But my sense is that what's going to inspire you to do this is your higher self, your guardian angel, the divine guidance that comes in and says, hey, I'm your higher mind. And this person is healing. And this person is not the person that you once knew. And there's a reconciliation in play, in a body or not, and allowing you to really, really move forward in some way in your heart's desire. So what you want to do, right? It's your free will. You can turn on your heart light or shut that sucker down if you like, right? A little systolic shutdown, not a good idea, right? But it is, the love is divine power. It's the sacred truth of the heart chakra, Anahata. Read Anatomy of the Spirit by Carolyn Mace, MYSS. She's a PhD, and the woman has saved my life so many times I just can't even. Haven't met her yet either. Don't meet your heroes or marry them. So, you know, air, fire, earth, air, water. This is really a much more of, I would say, a spiritual or mystical read. Not exactly the same thing, depending on intensity, right? There's a difference between eau de toilette and perfume. So let's get this last card on the table. As I said, the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. which, you know, grab a piece of rutilated quartz, whatever. It's clear quartz with these little golden, like, filaments in it. They used to call it angel hair back in the way back. But beautiful, beautiful stone, right? And so you get the stone, you cast the spell, the intention, right? Call in the healing angels of divine guidance. Turn on that heart light. When I was a kid, I really loved Rolos. The heart's open. It's a candy, not a person, although it could be. And then do the mantra a little bit every day, holding on to the rock or whatever. Please take a nice deep breath, particularly if you can smell what the rock's been cooking. Breathe. I'd kiss him. Still point. Good. The guides are in a really good mood today. All right. As I call upon the ascended masters of study and wisdom, why not? Please, beloved ones, opening up those Akashic Records libraries for the Gemini Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. What is the perfect healing mantra? The card of spirit to charge this thing, right? So that they can manifest their heart's desire of study, study involving somehow reconciliation, higher vibrational healing, the higher mind, which we see again reflected in their element of air with the divine guidance, turning on their heart light, this new to full, beautiful new to full, December to January 2023, invoking self-realization. Each breath confirms how awake I already am. You got a breath work read for an air sign. Work that breath work. Wim Hof. Do it with some Ho'oponopono, and then you can call it Wim Ho, which sounds like WeHo, which I haven't been there in decades. So a very, very powerful thing here. If you do breath work the mantra in. This is a really good one. Each breath confirms how awake I already am. And yes, certain people, anybody can correlate that with being woke, which I don't have a problem with that word, honestly, but whatever. Everybody's got their preferences. But it is about being spiritually awake. Maybe awake to the absolute truth that this is not your first time on planet Earth, and this relationship you're going through was all about the healing all along, and all you got to do is turn on your heart light, really, a little bit every day for 2 weeks. Not bad. Invoking. Self-realization, like invoking, I got some statues and some cool stuff for early Yule gifts. I redid the backdrop last night, the altar hutch, right? And I say that because, that is a choice that can be made here, but used to invoking, right? Invoking gods, goddesses. Every prayer I do here is an invocation to bring in the info needed. Shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. Invoking self-realization. Each breath confirms how awake I already am. Just making sure you're paying attention. Self-realization is a spontaneous remembrance of your interconnection to all that is. Divine guidance much. You are willing to embrace your individuality as a unique expression of source in physical form. Because that's what everybody is. Yeah, even them, can you imagine? By aligning with the breath, you see that while you appear to be a person, it is the universe that breathes everything into existence. So it's not all you. You don't have to make this world turn on its axis, right? You just got to focus on that breath and know that breath is breathing us. This mantra is ideal for reducing stress, managing pain, and relaxing the nervous system. And all of that is true. And I'll tell you, as you relax the nervous system, the chakras go, oh. Right? The body relaxes, right? You work your way up there, just relax, right? Pranic breathing, Kundalini breath, whatever, box breath, a little ha breath, ha, right? Some laughing yoga, whatever. Very, very powerful way to wake yourself up, but it's engaging the heart, which means not just all thinky, stinky, in the pinky. It's coming from the heart, aligning you with, because your higher self, the divine guidance is never going to be, you know what, you are ugly and your mother dresses you funny. It's just never going to be that. Never going to be that. So imagine what you can really study and learn in terms of manifesting your heart's desire, which honestly is not indicated. This could be about absolutely anything, but it's only 5 cards. So if you want to go deeper, you can book a reading with me, and we'll talk about it at the end of this. But for now, a blessed summation, I believe, is at hand, don't you? A combination of a blessing and a summation. And at the end of that, we'll chat if you want. Otherwise, that's the end of the reading once I do that. So please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Yes, indeed. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need this new moon in Capricorn in December to the full moon in Cancer in January, that they may invoke self-realization, each breath confirming how awake they already are as they turn on their heart light, just thinking of a time when they experienced love in any way, shape, or form. Red velvet cake, a dark chocolate Reese's peanut butter cup. Start simple and call in the guardian angels, the healing angels of divine guidance, healing you with divine guidance and healing your ability to receive and act upon divine guidance in terms of a past relationship in some way, shape, or form, reconciling. It's not about doing the shadow work. It's about saying, oh wow, all right, there's a vibrational healing in place going on for them, so help them do that, pantheons of the divine. And it may indeed take some study, right, that they could really, really heal something here energetically. It doesn't even have to be face to face. So let their minds be clear and strong, and let them study well and long for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So motivate. And so it is. A very clear read for the gems. They're truly, truly outrageous gems. So did you like it? Then hit the thumbs up and like it. It just helps the other Geminis and crosswatchers find the reading via the algorithm. I really don't know what that means, and nor do I want to. But if you want more of me here on YouTube, that I do know, you can subscribe and follow along as you like and hit that notification bell. I am doing this during the holidays. I'm going to be traveling. I have friends in from out of state that I really want to see. So you'll be notified when they hit. But if you want the deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mount, come play Patreon. No, seriously, I love it. It's so wonderful. It's been over a year now. Seekers, humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, mystics, gods, goddesses, my different levels there. First level seeker gets the morning check-ins and the extended reads. The gods, goddesses at the other end of the spectrum get everything with lots of levels in between. You can change at any time and cancel whatever you like. So come Patreon on Patreon, because it's just the best thing I've ever done, apparently. And if you want to book me for a private reading, as I mentioned before, there is a link in the description box. Booking a reading with Mel, can you imagine? Explains everything you ever wanted to know about booking a reading with Mel, but perhaps we're afraid to ask. But I do love you, my Geminis. Truly, truly, truly outrageous. I want you to do this the best that you can, and study is your gig, so you might as well. Hang in there, heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.